So, yeah. Because Maddie told me that she was like, yeah, he's a little worried about being on, and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It'll be good.
It's kind of like stage fright.
It's stage fright?
Behind the camera.
But it's like when you know a lot of people are watching you, it's like, what is going on?
Oh.
Like, I stutter a lot.
You'll see that he'll just be like, so what do you think about this? And it'll be like, oh, okay. Like, it's not like, it's like talking to him or them instead of like, I'm looking at a camera.
Yeah.
And like you can't see the people, you know.
Yeah.
So.
You're just talking to me, bro.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It's just
You'll
one
see.
of those things, man.
Yeah. Well, joke's on you, because you've been on for the last 25 seconds. Oh, man. Yeah. So, well, yeah. Oh, hi. There's my voice.
Yeah.
Wow. That throws me off sometimes, man. Holy crap. But yeah, how was your sticky day today on a Monday?
Work was super busy because of storms. What I do for work, it was
Okay.
pretty miserable, but it was not a terrible day. So
Nice. And you work 8 or overtime or
whatever it takes.
whatever it takes.
Unfortunately.
So that's why your stuff looks so good. A lot of overtime. Ethan, so you're in high school, right? Junior?
Going in the 8th.
Going into 8th. I was homeschooled, so that means nothing to me.
Middle school.
Middle school. Okay. All right,
Last year in middle school.
Last year in middle school. Okay. So you're off, obviously. So what'd you do today?
I folded clothes.
Folded clothes. Nice. I should have, but I did not. I had at work today. I had like 3 hours left, or no, 2 hours left of my shift, and the power went out. So like all the machines lost power, all the compressors lost power, but the light stayed on. So then I kind of stuck around there and did some things just to make sure like the power doesn't go back on.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes after I leave. So, but then the maintenance guy was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a hot minute before the power goes on." And he's like, "It'll be like 6 p.m." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home then. Just make it up tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday if I'm feeling cute. I don't know. All right.
You guys race this weekend?
No. The Wilmot's off, right? Is Wilmot off? I the host of the show, and I should know this. I should know this like the back of my hand.
I don't think so. Last time I checked Wilmot's schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's like a rain date or something.
Oh, they got the practice in 2 days. So they
Yeah.
practice on Wednesday, and then they're off. Next race at Wilmot will be the 27th, which will be a very good date for you. Or you're going to bring us all your bad luck. But yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Bench Racing Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Crane. Today we have the latest 604 Wing Sprint Car winner and /410 driver, Ethan Stear, and his son, Ethan. So thank you guys so much for coming out.
No problem.
Ethan's a little nervous now. Put the spotlight right on him. He's a little nervous, but you got this. Actually, I think this is probably one of the first times that a driver has actually made like a podcast / like talk show / interview before he starts his official racing career. At least, well, we'll find out if there's more racing in your background here. But yeah, so we got a fun show lined up. We got Maddie, we got Hunter in the background. They came for Ian. They're like, "Who's on?" Yesterday, Maddie's like, "Who's on?" And I'm like, "Ian." And she's like, "Oh, I like him. I want to come." I was like, "All right, perfect." And Hunter's here too. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Some informationes real quickly before I forget. We have our live show, or all our shows are live, but our live audience show August 5th at Hold My Beer in downtown Kenosha. Super excited about that, which this episode is presented by Hold My Beer. We have Autumn tuning in here. What's up, DC? What up, Autumn? We have another announcement towards the end of our show, so you should stick around for that. And especially Autumn, I think you'll like that announcement. But yeah, so live audience show August 5th. Hold My Beer, downtown Kenosha. Free axe throwing. There you go. They have over 40 beers on tap. Super cool. We'll do the show. Hopefully the weather will be really good. Hopefully they'll be behaving. We'll do the show outside in the parking lot with our race cars. Got one guest penciled in. We're thinking about one more guest, so I think it'll be a 2-guest show. And they'll bring their race cars out, so it'll be a fun time. Like I said, free axe throwing, but if you could do us a favor and come thirsty, that'd be great. Support a husband, wife-owned company. And yeah. So, you guys pulled up, and Ian said that I have to ask you about your weekend. So what happened, Ethan? Man, he's all smiles. It must have been pretty cool. Were you Matt Vanderveer? Did you drive a car?
So I went out on the boat with David Gravel.
With the boat? What do you mean?
John Palmer's boat.
John Palmer's
out on the
Twin Lakes?
Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Lake. With David Gravel.
So was that shirt on the house then? Or was that?
This one's actually from 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Okay. Were you wearing his shirt?
Yep.
Nice.
I'm his sunglasses too.
Yes, and I see the sunglasses. You got to throw shade. Yep.
Unfortunately, I decided not to wear my David Gravel hat, so I had to show up with my Bill Baylog hat, which...
Do they like each other?
I don't know.
You see, that's the fun part is like when you watch NASCAR or IndyCar or World of Outlaws, and then I always like Steve Kinzer and Sammy Swindell, and then when I got of the age of racing, I'm like, oh, they probably actually don't like each other all that much. So, never know. All right, so got a little bit of the scoop on the driveway. So, Ian, so you said that you showed up. So tell us the story about how this happened.
So, Lake Home Retreats, John Palmer asked if we wanted to go out on the boat. Since we weren't racing Saturday afternoon, and he told me, he's like, hey, I think he did some work with David and his podcast.
Okay.
And so they became friends, and he said, David's coming out with us. So he asked if we wanted to go, and I'm like, sure, but I'm not going to tell Ethan. And then I was David's ride from the hotel to the lake. So we pulled up to the hotel, and Ethan had no idea that we were picking David Gravel up, which is his favorite driver.
Okay, so hold on. So how did you get Ethan into the truck without knowing? Or was it just like, hey, you want to go for a ride? Or
I told him we were going on a boat.
Oh, so he knew half of it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, all the Lake Home Retreats houses are really nice. So we go out there and we hang out, and it's John's got a really good nice pontoon boat, have a good time out there, and so it's not uncommon for us to go up to Michigan and
gotcha.
go hang out with those guys.
Nice.
He just didn't know the curveball that we had lined up.
Oh man. So did he come out or did you go in? When did you see him first?
When we were pulling up to the hotel, I saw him just sitting there.
Nice. And then you're like, oh wow, we're at the same hotel he's at. And then he starts walking up to the truck. You're like, wait a minute.
And pulling up to the hotel, going in the driveway, my dad's like, well, you got to hop in the back because we're picking somebody up. I'm like, oh, are we picking up like one of John's friends or something?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm like, oh, hang on, not that friend.
Yeah. Oh man, so you were total fangirling then, right? Or were you just trying to not say anything stupid?
Pretty much.
Okay, so both. Oh man, so is he as cool as he is on his vlogs?
Yes.
Nice. What'd you guys talk about? Because I'm sure you probably talked about something.
But driving up there, Ethan didn't really say 2 words. He was like a mouse in the back seat. And, I don't think he made a peep, But David and I talked about his cars, what he did growing up, racing, some stuff here and there.
Nice.
You try. He's an awesome guy, and he's just so chill and relaxed.
Yeah.
You could talk to him about anything. So it was just a cool experience for sure. Man.
So how many hours on the boat would you say? Or
we picked him up at about 10:30, and he went back to the track with me at like 3:30. So we were with him quite a bit.
Nice. So needless to say, you were very well. Wait, where is it? He finished 3rd on Friday, so it's pretty good. But this was Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. That's so cool. So you were telling me a little bit about how that whole thing happened, and if Plan A went through that would not have happened.
Yeah.
So this was all set up on Friday then, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So, Ian showed up with his car, tried to see if he could get past tech without the fire extinguisher, which I still find, I don't know. I'm still a little iffy about that because I've seen like half of them fly out of the car anyways when they flip.
When they need to work, they don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Macedo's crash. Why didn't his go off? Like Randall's crash. Why didn't his go off?
Oh, I forgot about it. Well, who's that? That chick? Did you see it? Where like they had to shut the whole night down because it just kept burning. Like was that a?
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's scary. That they could not get the fire out, so they had to call it and just let it burn.
I would have been. We're talking to Buddy Kofoid about the fire extinguishers, and he was like, "I'm actually not a fan of them, just because like some of them will go off randomly." He said.
Yeah. I've heard that with like the heat from the brake when they're really really glowing. You know, I can't tell you in a circumstance where that's happened, but the rumors you hear that's happened. So
yeah, and they're super cheap too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we have Jason Anderson. What's up, Jason? Little fast forward here. That's our next guest next week. So thank you so much, Jason, for tuning in. What's up, Mitchell Reich? What do you guys think about the fire extinguishers in the cars for World of Outlaws? And is it good? Yes, good, but bad. 3, 2, 1, go. I lost my train of thought. But is it good or bad? There, we'll just leave it at that. All right. So wow, that sounds fun. You had a fun. So did you jump? Did he swim, or were you guys fishing, or was it just hanging?
We swim out in the lake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool, man. Oh, I'm a little jelly.
It was, honestly, when John told me about it, I thought he was pulling my leg. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah. And then he texted me the next morning, and he's like, "Oh, can you pick him up?" And I'm like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
It was definitely a cool experience.
Awesome. I was swimming this weekend too, but I was swimming in my tent, not on a lake. We were up at Oshkosh for the Life Fest, and we were up there Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. We're supposed to leave Sunday noonish around there. A storm came in Saturday night, canceled like the last 4 bands basically, and skies were green and no tornado sirens though, so that was interesting. But yeah, it went from like 95 like down to like 70, and I was just like, ooh, yeah, here we go. This is the big one. But yeah, so got back to the tent because the stage that I was at to see, it was like a horse stable with like the walls missing. It was just the roof. It was really big. So I stayed dry for the most part of it, but met Ashley back at the campsite, and like, my goodness, lots of water. So we packed up and left, got home at 2 a.m. on Sunday. So yeah, so swimming just like you guys, but just not with a World Outlaw driver.
Yeah, we tried to go camping probably 10 years ago. My wife and I, we bought an RV, and we're like, because I've always like, the couple times I've been camping, it's been in a tent. It always rains. You're always wet. Everything you own is wet. Everything you have with you is wet. So we said if we were gonna do it, we were gonna buy an RV and go glamping.
Glamping, yeah.
And sure enough, the first time we went, there's these poor people outside next to us struggling putting this tent together in the pouring rain, and I'm like just sitting there like, with the heat on watching a movie.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, they got Prime commercials on these. Yeah, almost there. Yeah.
It was rough for them.
Yeah. So cool. And then so obviously World of Outlaw weekend. There we go. Jason Anderson, only good if it's a horrible crash. We're talking obviously about the extinguishers, but if they go off unexpectedly, it may hurt the driver depending on where they are, and more than likely blind them if covered their visor 100%. Not to mention that the way to kill a fire is suffocating it. So if it gets into the helmet in that area, that's not good. Knock on wood. Well, I'm not gonna knock on the table because it's gonna hit the speaker or the mic. But haven't been on fire. Nathan has, so I should ask Nathan what he thinks about that. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get into a little bit about our drivers here. So this one does not apply to you, but don't worry. I got some ones for you. Ian, you mentioned that with your work, you had to work today like a lot. So what do you do for work?
I run. So I got a couple irons in the fire. I run, my primary job is I run water and wastewater plants across the top half of the state.
Okay, of Illinois.
Yep.
Right, of
Yes.
Illinois. Okay.
You know, that's my full-time deal, but you know, the downside of it is on calls, you know, late nights. Sometimes, you know, we work water main breaks. Like,
You gotta go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, that's my normal day-to-day all-year job. And then I have a small motorcycle shop where the race cars are kept that we, you know, work on power sports, ATVs, motorcycles, mostly motorcycles, but
Okay.
pretty much anything with wheels and engine we'll work on. You know, and then when we do that, and then after that, you know, I got a loving wife that is I don't know how she puts up with my schedule, but she does.
Oh man.
And Ethan and 2 other kids, Stella and Charlotte. So
Okay, so do they come to the track a lot?
Charlotte is a little bit of a loose cannon.
She's
Okay.
been to one, and
Yeah.
and she left at like before. I think it was before the dash draw because we were heading out onto Florida when they were leaving.
Oh, okay.
She's very busy. So,
Gotcha, okay.
Stella is 4 months old, so she
Gotcha.
has yet to come.
Gotcha. Okay.
So-
Okay. Well, congratulations. Yeah. So you are the oldest then.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't register. You know, wives, girlfriends of drivers.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Okay. So then, what's your wife's name? I'm sorry.
Emmeline.
Evelyn.
Emmeline.
Emmeline.
Yep.
Okay. Does Emmeline come to the track, or did she before the?
Yeah. So
Okay.
she came to every race before Charlotte was born.
Okay.
And then, you know, like, our parents always watch the kids through the week for babysitters, so, like, we never wanted to, like, ask them, like, hey, you know, I know it's your weekend off, but can you watch our kid for another day?
Yeah.
You know, so we kind of she's been staying back, and we waited until Charlotte was old enough to come to the track and,
Okay.
you know, stay in the trailer and listen and hopefully not get run over by a sprint car. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, it's
They
can
don't stop.
happen,
Yep.
and you know, so she wants to come more. She definitely misses it. You know, we talk about it, and she has plans to come the 27th, Ethan's first race. Her and Charlotte both are coming. They're both
Nice.
excited. So,
Awesome. All right. So Ethan, what do you do in your free time?
I practice for racing on What About Outlaws Dirt Racing.
Nice. David Gravel, right?
I actually mainly play career mode on
Career
that.
mode. Okay, so you want to beat Gravel, then, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And every time I don't play career mode, I spent like 4 hours custom making a replica car of his.
Nice. That's really cool. That's what I loved about like when Forza came out, because that was like the really first game that you could like do anything you want. I remember doing that, and I spent hours designing cars, and then maybe like 30 minutes driving it, and then be like, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah.
Send it out on the auction house.
Yep. So World of Outlaws, with a wheel or controller?
Wheel.
Wheel. PC, Xbox, PlayStation. Xbox. Ooh, hey Jimmy IE, if you're listening to this, you might have another one. He gets like Nathan, Jimmy is Nathan's crew guy. They get a lot of guys online, and they just, I honestly would just mess with their race because
Throw a buddy coke wood slider at him.
I'd go the wrong way on the track, really irritate them. just one time, maybe for a heat race. What do you do in your free time?
Honestly, dude, I work so much to make this happen. It's work, race cars. You know, family wise, we go to Disney.
Nice.
You know, that's my wife's thing. I don't think we could have picked 2 more expensive hobbies between her and I, but
The one time that opposites don't attract.
yeah. But we go to Disney. We have we're part of Disney Vacation Club, and they got us hook, line, and sinker with all their stuff. And
Nice.
my wife loves it, and so that's what we do. You know, during the winter, we'll usually go down there once or twice.
Nice.
Past that, we're working on race cars. You know,
Yeah.
because I have a great crew this year. But as far as the week to week stuff, you know, it's a race to race stuff. It relies a lot on me and Eli and Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot between a normal job that is realistically probably 50 hours a week, and then the shop, and then race cars. And then family, and
Yeah.
It's-
So basically, your free time is sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
And usually that's like 3 to 4 hours a night.
Man,
It's every spring it gets harder because it's like through the winter we get
relax.
there's no motorcycles on the road.
Yeah, and no race cars on
Yes,
the track.
Yeah. So it gets easy through the winter, and then every spring it gets that like sleep cycle gets harder and harder to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, I got 6 hours last night, and I feel like garbage. Halfway through the day, I'm like, I just need a nap. So I took a nap at work. On my lunch, obviously. Obviously, I make sure. Because I know Jeff, he tunes in every now and then. Have you raced before? Anything?
I've raced a motorcycle at Asland, I think.
Yep.
Right? Asland, of like my little 50cc Honda.
So that's with jumps and stuff, right? Like motocross?
No,
or
just
the flat track?
Yeah.
So that as the land track, that's a flat track
There's
dirt.
both.
Well, do they have carts run there too, or is
No.
it just okay?
No,
Because
just
every time I
motorcycles.
drive by, I'm like, is that a cart track or is like a okay? So it's a flat track.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I got second in my debut.
Nice.
There was only 2 bikes there.
Top half. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how many races did you race?
4.
4.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this one. Do you remember your first lap on the bike?
It took me about 2 hours to complete.
Okay. Okay, so you remember a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Ian, do you remember your first laps racing anything? Or sprint car?
Yeah,
or-
I did. I started racing motorcycles when I was 12 or 13.
Okay.
So I was old enough to remember.
Okay.
And it was just, I sucked when I started. I was terrible. Yeah. It was,
We all
Like
do.
me.
Yeah. We all do.
yeah.
Like,
It was,
yeah.
there's pictures I come across every now and then, and I see them, and I'm like, whew. We came a long way with the motorcycle stuff. But yeah, it was when we started. It was rough.
And then did you do a flat track? Or
Yeah.
did you, okay.
Yeah, we throughout the years we raced about everything. We started with the flat track stuff.
Okay.
And then I got my pro license when I turned 16, and then we started racing more stuff. We did some road racing, we did some hare scrambles, a little bit of motocross stuff, kind of anything with 2 wheels we tried to race. So that was kind of cool. But flat track was always the big focus.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, we were really good road racing. We just didn't have the financial backing to continue with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the flat track stuff is, it was a good time, and we made a lot of good memories, and it was, it was awesome.
Nice.
Made a lot of good friends. Even contacts to this day I still talk to and deal with, and one of my best friends is racing with the AFT circuit now.
Okay.
So
Nice. Well, we kind of answered this question. What did you do before racing at Wilmot? So a little bit of flat tracking, a lot of flat tracking, Did you do anything before the lightning sprints, or in between the motorcycles and lightning sprints, or you just kind of jump in?
No, I just kind of jumped in. I was looking at racing junk back when it was cool.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing these mini sprints and lightning sprints, and I couldn't believe how cheap they were. So, and then, we were, this is when, gas prices were going up, and sponsors were harder and harder to find for the flat track stuff. And, and we, my dad and I went to Wilmot one night, talked to some mini sprint guys, kind of hooked up with Nick Betska, and, I bought a car a couple weeks later and spent the winter going through it, and then started racing the following year.
Nice.
So,
All right. Why did you pick 19?
my birthday is the 19th,
Of what month?
July.
Okay. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, wow. We got the birthday boy on. Nice. I had to look because I forgot what month we're in. July and August is just crazy, and it still feels like June to me. But nice. Okay. So happy early birthday. What number are you picking?
59.
59. Nice. Yeah, not because of me. So why'd you pick 59?
Because it was his number before 19, and I didn't want it to be the same 19 repetitive.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
So my dad's number was 91, and I was like, I'm going to be number 91. And my dad said, be your own man, pick your own number. And I was like, oh, man. Then my mom was like, well, what about 19? That's my favorite number. And I was like, well, dad's number inverted too. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. So nice. So, what other numbers have you been, Ian?
So when you're motorcycle racing, you when you sign up for an AMA card, which you have to have to race motorcycles, the way Wisconsin works was the district I raced in. Your number had to be the last 2 digits of your AMA number.
Oh.
And the last 2 digits of my AMA number were 69. So I was 69 as an amateur. When I got my pro license, the way the AFT stuff worked back then is you got a letter after your number to dictate where you're from.
Okay.
And their lettering system doesn't make any sense because Illinois was a P.
Number P.
So my number and 69P was already taken, so they assigned me 59P, and then once you make a national, which would be like making a World of Outlaw feature, or similar, you get to pick a national number.
Oh wow, nice.
But when back then you had to make a national every year to maintain that national number status.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then when I made my first national, 19 was available, so I picked it.
Nice. Okay. Wow. So we had Jacob Pattery on here that runs Top Fuel, and that's like the first number has to be where you are located in the country. And I was like, so that's why Top Fuel has like a 1, a 0, a 9. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And with AFT, like it's kind of weird because this was back when it was AMA Pro. The letters started on the East Coast and went across the country. So like A was New York.
Gotcha.
And
and then Z would be California.
Well, Z had 3 because it was such a big region. It was Z, Y, and I think it was just Z and Y. I don't know.
Z-Y. Okay.
It's been 10 years since I was really heavily involved in that circle. So
okay. So it's just like the interstates around here.
Yeah.
Like the lower numbers are up top, right? Lower numbers are up top, higher numbers are on the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's really cool. All right. So we'll get into our first topic here, which is a little bit more about. Well, it's more of a continuation, but I just gotta give a shout out to my boy Tom Brown, Next Gen Pumps, a veteran-owned, American-made, warranty like no other. It's like I've never said that before. So if you need a sump pump or tires, Hoosier Tires, check out Tom Brown in Silver Lakes. Real quickly, huge thanks to Mike New, because I could get these stats pretty quickly. Tom Brown we're talking about, Next Gen Pumps, had 5 feature wins in a row in a lightning sprint in like 2008, 2009. Man, I just saw your eyes pop out of your head.
That was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago, and he won 5 features in a row. That is hard in any class.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So all these stats are coming from Mike New because he organizes it. So thank you, Mike New. And also, Tom Brown has 2 championships in a lightning sprint. Nature. Just had to shout that out to Next Gen Pumps. So, Ian, you started racing lightning sprints in 2014. Okay. But since then, you've had 2 lightning sprint championships, 1 track and 1 series. Series in 20. I wrote track for both.
I'm not sure.
Sure.
I was never have been, and probably never will be much of a points racer. I just try and race. I like winning.
Yeah.
So I try to do that every night.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
You're gonna understand once you start running. You're gonna be like, I could either sit in second in points race, or I can just go for the win. And if I wreck and I'm out a week, it might be worth it to just try to get the win.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to where the 2 seasons we did run most of the races, we did win championships. I do know that, but we've just never, vacations come up and plans, and sometimes these race schedules are every weekend. And it's a lot for some families and some people, and we, like I said, we do this for fun. So it's
Do you like the schedules that are like 1 race a weekend? Like it might alternate like a Friday and then the next Saturday you race or the next Sunday you race. Do you like that, or do you like the triple header weekend off? and like a double header and the weekend off. Like
I prefer to like plan things.
Okay.
So I like the one race a weekend type of deal, just in case something happens.
Yeah.
In case you crash.
Yeah.
It's
when.
Yeah.
When.
Yeah. So but yeah, I mean, I prefer the one race a weekend deal.
Okay.
Just because you never know, it gives you time to gather things back up, or even if you have just a rough weekend in general, it's like you get a week to either let it haunt you or work towards something else. And
yeah.
I'm a worker, so I've always had the attitude where I never want to sit back in 10 years and say, oh, if I would have just worked a little bit harder, I could have done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, or just dug a little bit harder.
Yeah, so I try and always push through. So.
I've watched, because I've been watching the 604 wing cars, and you drive your 604 wing car, like, just like that, too. You just dig, like, you gotta go. So Ian is third in points, 23 out of first, and you flipped the first night, so that's very impressive that you're only 23 points behind after wrecking. So 3 features, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 2 heat race wins, and I think you are on my sheet here. You've passed like 4 or 5 cars this year so far in the feature, so that's good. And how do you like the 604 stuff? Winged.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, everybody in the group is, nobody wants to carry their stuff in the trailer, which is huge. When you're racing, everybody gives everybody a little bit of room. The cars are all so even that it's pretty fun racing. It's just a lot of fun. It's low stress.
Yeah.
It's with the 410, you have that engine bill lingering over you all season. Come winter time, where the 604 is just so affordable, and the parts are relatively affordable. I mean, it's fun. It's low stress. It's we have I got a really good group of people around me this year. I can't thank Rich enough. Timmy, Eli, John, everybody. Lake Home Retreats has been huge. It's without them it wouldn't be so easy. Rich has changed a lot with my program, and it's all been for the better. So
Awesome. Yeah, you can't do it without your crew guys.
No.
What are some things that you like about the 410 versus the 604 and vice versa? Like what like the difference between those two? Like,
so the 410, like when you make a mistake, it has horsepower to get you out of your mistake. Where the 604, you're committed.
You're just in it.
Yeah, like that first night when I flipped, when I hit that hole. Realistically, the 410, I probably could have stabbed the throttle and it would have
just pulled it out.
Drove out of it.
Yeah.
Where the 604 it was they threw an anchor.
Yeah, okay. So do you think the 604 wing cars are going to be making better future 410 racers?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot different about it. The 410's got more than double the horsepower.
Yeah.
So the chassis do a little bit different things. They're definitely more responsive. The 410 you can spin no matter how hooked up or heavy the track is.
Yeah.
It'll take as much throttle as you give it and either wheelie or spin the tires.
Yeah.
Where the 604 is pretty hooked up all the time.
Okay. Oh, wait, here we are. Wait, where is it? Sorry, I was just looking for wing crate, feature, heat, qualify. Oh, yeah, duh. I saw Brian Strain. I'm like, no, that's mini sprints.
Yeah.
So the winged 604s versus the wingless 604s are already a second faster, the wing cars.
Okay.
Which is crazy to think about, that it's only night 3.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right? The wingless cars already have over 250 races, so that's 250 times we've qualified. So the track record, I don't think is going to get much faster in the non-wing car, just because we're also you're already there, where the wing cars are only 3 races in and they're a second faster. How much faster do you think the 604 has got in them?
I don't think there's a lot.
Not
honestly.
a lot. Okay.
I mean, when in qualify, it sounds like the wingless cars are too. Just flat footing in qualifying.
Yeah.
And we're the same way.
Okay, but you can do it more throughout the night too.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
In the future, do you lift it all in the future?
A little bit.
little bit.
Breathe it a little bit.
Okay.
To get it turned.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I asked these because I don't know, I might find myself in a seat later this year.
I would recommend it. It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. Like, I've noticed, like, the Bandits, they look like they're having a real hoot.
I
Like,
kind of want to drive one.
I'll let you know August 3rd. I'm driving Ricky Nelson's. I'm so excited. I was like, dude, I'm gonna just put it up on the cushion and don't lift. I want to see what that thing has. Jordan Funderburg here. Watched Ian run the Wing 604 feature and just kind of curious how different it was to go from the 410 to the 604. Good for a beginner wing car, or better off to go 360 or 410 to start?
I made the big jump from a mini sprint to a 410, and it was a lot.
Okay.
I would say if you want to move into a bigger car, the progression, I mean, it's horsepower.
Yeah.
You know, so I think whether you go 604 wing or 360s relative to what track you're close to. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're right up the road from Plymouth, probably go 360. If you're right up the road from Wilmot, then I would think you'd go 604 wing. The car is quite a bit easier to drive just because the horsepower is easily controlled.
Yeah.
You know, with the 410, it's 900 horsepower and it's super responsive. It's, I feel like the 604 is easier to drive than the 410. Maybe somebody might disagree, but
yeah, I mean, when I did the 410 non-wing to the 604 non-wing, the 604 non-wing felt like a street stock, like just very lazy and heavy compared to the 410 non-wing car. Yeah. But I did notice, like, your 410 almost helped your 604 more than your 604 helping your 410.
I could agree with that.
In certain setups and stuff like that, obviously, right? But, like, also, like, you get yourself into a hole, it's just throttled down, and you'll pick the front end up or whatever. You might get the bike out a little bit, but you got enough horsepower to get you back down. Where the 604, you're already pegged, so you're just like, man, I hope it just naturally wants to come down.
Yeah, and with the 604, in qualifying at the last race, I jumped the cushion, and it was just like I put four wheels over the cushion, and it was just.
Wow! Oh man.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, it pulled out of it, but it did not pull out of it the way the 410 does. So.
Okay. Nice. All right, yeah. So Jordan, he's from around here. Hey, he was a few guests ago too. Man, the year flies by. I remember when I was like, that's so far out. Yeah. So definitely check out the 604 cars, and then definitely, obviously, hang out with some of the 604 guys, wing guys, to just kind of like see what their operation is and what you're gonna need. To keep going. I was just curious, working on getting a chassis, but put together for next year, hopefully, and was not sure what direction to go. Okay, so you got a full-size car, Jordan. You're just looking for what kind of motor to throw in it. That's another thing about the sprint cars. It kind of hurts, but it also helps the future of sprint cars where, there's all these different motor platforms, but once you only have 14, 13 guys, but it's the first year. Next year I can't see less than 18 with the 604.
I remember the non-wing deal when you guys started. It was like six, and it was watching paint dry.
And if you average, so then that was the other thing. Like, one of the arguments that I hear is like they don't pass. The 604 wing cars don't pass. Well, all right. So if you take our non-wing passing, the highest guy that pass cars, and then divide it by the number of races. Same thing with the wing cars. The wing cars, like, I think it's 5 for non-wing is the average, and 4 or 3.8 for like the wing car. So it's like you're right there basically. And it's, again, this is the first year, so it'll be good. All right. So since you're so talkative, Ethan, we'll come back to you. So, man, you were supposed to have how many features by this point? How many race days were you supposed to have before today? Like 2, right?
Yeah, 2.
Is it 2?
It was 2, and then, like, since one got rained out, we planned another one, and it got rained out, and then we planned another one, and it got rained out. So
3. So he was supposed to have 3 race days under his belt, and that's kind of like why I kind of put you guys towards like more mid-season, because I was like, oh yeah, Ethan will have some races, we can talk about it. Thank you, weather gods. So I had to rephrase my questions here. All right, so Ethan, what are you most looking forward to driving the car?
Really probably just learning how car would react.
Okay.
Compared to a video game, because I'm used to, like, in a video game, like, every single track on a video game is dry slick no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you go over the cushion, there's like no feel in the steering wheel. Like, I'm pretty sure if there's like the cushion, like this,
oh yeah,
like,
you'll feel it.
You're on the floor.
Yeah. Your one arm will be down between the seat. Like, how did it just jump in the cushion? I don't think people understand the forces when you actually jump the cushion hard and you come down. Like, you come down and your hands are like trying to come off the steering wheel. You max out your Hans device. You're looking down at your lap. You're like, you're gonna learn that. That's gonna be fun. Autumn. So if it rains on the 27th. Oh, Autumn. Yes, we know whose fault it is. It's Ethan's because he's trying to race so hard. Yeah,
well,
so the first race is the 27th.
Yeah. So only one of them has not been rained out, because at practice at Plymouth, my stator like exploded.
Oh, that's right.
So my original 4 races were gonna be the beginning of the year at Sycamore.
Okay.
And then the USAC show Wilmot, and then this coming 27th, and then Plymouth at the end of the year.
Okay, so just a few races.
Yeah, and now my 4 races are this coming Wilmot, still Plymouth at the end of the year, then going back to Sycamore on the big track on August 24th, and then a Wilmot somewhere in between there. I have to look at the schedule to see the exact date.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice. Oh man, you're not gonna be able to sleep on the 26th. Where do you want racing to take you?
Outlaws.
Nice. Outlaws, sprint cars, outlaw late models, or it doesn't matter.
Sprint cars.
I remember that age. Hey, Jimmy IE. Good evening. We have another Xbox World of Outlaws racer here. So, yes. He said he will kick your butt. His words. I'm joking, but he seems pretty good. So, yeah. So outlaws. But I remember being that age where it's like, I only want to be this. And then you start to get up in age, and you're like, I've done open wheel my whole life. I'll try fenders. I try a fender car. Try this, try that. But World of Outlaws, that's it. Like that's your goal.
Yeah.
Nice. Did Gravel give you any pointers?
What do you mean,
like how to get there?
No.
Oh, you should have asked him that. Because he's from Connecticut, right?
Yeah, he lives in Florida now, though.
Okay. Well, still Florida, big sprint car state. That's NASCAR country down there. Jimmy IE here, got to get his Xbox gamer tag. All right, I'll have him message you that. There we go. Because you're still a minor. I got to remember, a lot of the privacy stuff too. All right, cool. And so first race is the 27th. What's your expectations? Roll it in the trailer.
Finish.
Yeah.
And I bet my grandpa a dinner at Outback if I get a top 10.
So your grandpa's gonna buy you a dinner, top 10. Nice.
And knowing his luck, there's probably gonna be 11 cars there.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Knowing the.
Then you just got finger crossed, like just don't. Jimmy IE here. News drop. Nate's running 604 winged car on the 27th.
Cool.
Nice. Can you say who, or is that still top secret? Yeah, so, all right, so we'll go through, while Jimmy's doing that, just a real quick rundown of the top 3s over the weekend. So Friday, World of Outlaws, Carson Macedo dominated.
Yes, he did.
Lapped all the way up to 8th. Whew. Track must have not been racy. Just throwing that out there.
It was so smooth.
It looked like fun.
It was like glass. It looked really, really smooth.
And it was all the way at the top. Those are the ones I love, because you can't just drive it in so hard, wide open, and expect it to stop 3 inches from the lip of the track. You have to think about it. I
counted 13 guys who jumped the cushion on tree 3 that race.
It's you got the wall there too, so you gotta be careful. Buddy Cole Floyd finished 2nd, and then what's up?
So that first night there was that flip in qualifying too.
Ooh, yeah, I was not there. I had no
Oh
signal.
yeah.
I had no signal. So I just watched the highlights, so whatever. Yeah, so this is where I'm getting my information from too. David Gravel finished third, so good top. He was actually one of my one of my picks to win one of the nights because like he runs really good at Wilmot.
Yeah.
It seems like, but Carson Macedo obviously does too because on Saturday night, Donnie Schatz won. Carson Macedo finished second. Sheldon Hansfield finished third, and then for the Wingless on Friday. Ryan Marshall won. He swept it. That's the first sweep in the Wisconsin Wingless and gosh, forever. Like, whew. So that's really awesome. Chris Klemko finished second and Rusty Egan third. And then on Saturday, I saw something about the feature being postponed to another date because of the storms coming in.
It was a good decision. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, they would have barely got the cars pushed off and it started raining.
Yeah. Well, that was at what time? Probably, closer to 10? It was dark, right? Yeah. So we got hit at like 7:30, and it was going south, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna get it. I hope they can get it in, but if they don't, they shouldn't like wait for it because like it was downpouring so hard, so fast for like almost an hour straight. Like there was, if it hit, it was gonna hit. So that's really good. So hopefully we get the post of the date for that because I'm pretty sure it'll probably be like a double feature type thing. So that'll be cool. Also predictions, if anyone's wondering, I got our top 5 here. I see the lovebird snickering behind the camera.
Just wait till you read the comments.
I saw your name pop up, and I'm like, hang on, let me get through my thought before I get really distracted. So ironically, I guess I can see the future because I'm leading with 23 correct predictions. I went +6 this weekend because I had Marshall to win, so that was 3 points there. Woohoo! Sean Sticks is 17 points. Well, he got 5 this weekend. Braden Schmidt and Charlie Lancourt are tied for with 14 points. Braden had 6, and Charlie had 4 from the weekend, and then Giovanni has 11 points. Got 10 just over this weekend. He cleaned up. So, man, some of our friends can see the future. When's the next time Ian's going to win? You guys are on the 27th, right?
Yeah.
27th. No pressure. All right, so do I have to put a wheel? Wait, do I have to run a wheel to be a part of the cool kids group? Do you have to run a wheel? No.
It's better for setups with wheel, but I feel like most of the records are set with the controller because you can, with the controller, it's full lock left, full lock right. Versus with the wheel, it's just
That's the problem I have too, because I mean I have a wheel, I can't figure out the settings.
That's right.
Like I barely turn it a little bit, and it's like full lock right, and I'm like, oh god.
All right, well, we got Ethan here. He'll probably give you some, or at least send you like the sensitivity and stuff like that, deadlock zone and stuff like that. Jordan Funderburg wondering the same thing. Yeah. All right, and then let's get into. Man, we gotta make sure I hit it because I have a lot of notes, a lot of scrabbles. Yeah, let's get into the game here. Presented because we have a game because we have 2 people. Woohoo! It's not fun if I play the game with our guest because I have all the answers. This game is presented by Ashley Bree Photography. If you need life documented, whether it's wedding, high school graduation coming up in a couple of years. I mean, I'll be mad. But I understand, but I'll still be mad if you go someplace else. Check out AshleyBreePhotography.com for all of your photography needs. All right, this game is high side or low side. It's one of my favorites because it's very easy because it's just numbers. I don't have to write names or anything like that. All right, so I got 6 questions here. We're going to start with Ethan. Ethan will be able to pick between questions 1 and 6. Like I said, all the answers are numbers, so all he has to do is guess the correct number to that question. If he gets it right, he gets 2 points. If he gets it wrong, Ian gets a steal. If he gets it right, he gets a point. If he gets it wrong, he doesn't lose points, but he just doesn't get any points. and all the other person has to say is that the correct answer is higher or lower than the original guesser. Okay? Yes. I have to remember to, like, I tell these before, so it's only to you, to the people listening.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. All right, and Jimmy here has some questions, but we'll get that to those after the game. All right, so Ethan, 1 through 6.
3.
3. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is to the nearest thousandth, but I'll give you to the nearest tenth. What is the Lightning Sprint track record at Wilmot as of 2023?
I think it's like 14.38 is my guess. 14.38.
Oh,
I know he knows it for sure.
I don't actually. Strain is like on another level this year, so
He'll probably break it again.
Yeah.
But I used Mike New again. Mike New. If you hear any Lightning Sprint questions in here, it's because of his stats that he has.
He's great at that too.
Yeah. Also presented by Mike New. Okay, so that is wrong. So you said 14.38.
Yeah.
Is it higher or lower than 14.38?
I am not. I'm gonna go higher because the track's usually kind of greasy for the Lightning Sprints in qualifying. I know Mike and myself have both run 14.2s in the heat races.
I just see that stat too, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man.
So I'm gonna say higher.
Higher. You almost hit it. 14.43. Like that was, like when you said 14, I was like, ooh, he is there. And I was like, do I
I know it's in the mid to early 14s.
Yeah.
Because I know the 604s are like a second faster than them.
Yeah.
Almost the exact.
Yep. Alrighty. Ion. 1, 2, 4 through 6.
5.
5. Oh, nice. This one's about you. Ish. There's more that's more centered to you, but you should. I don't know, because you just said that you don't points race, so maybe you're not even paying attention to this. In the 2024 604 winged Wilmot points, Tommy Sexton is leading the standings. How many points does he have?
How many?
There's 3 races.
300.
300. That is wrong. Is it higher or lower?
Higher, way higher.
Way higher? Not much. A little bit. 409.
Okay.
So, okay. Yeah. All right. So, we're tied at 1. Yes. 1, 2, 4, 6.
4.
4. Oh, nice. You might know this guy a little bit. In 2020, how many points did Ethan Stear finish both championship standings with?
Oh, both. Oh, no.
Both, yeah.
I don't have access to the old WIMS stuff, so only the IRA stuff.
Ooh. Well, I gotta show you where that link is on the page, because like, I found the 2, and I'm like, oh, I'll just add them both. Be a little bit more... I thought your dad was going to get this one.
I know last year, Heinert finished the IRA series points with, like, 3,000. So it's probably...
Okay, well, remember, 2020.
Yeah,
I'll give you a hint. We didn't start until July.
We had a shortage of races.
Yeah, so like I don't give out hints, but like let's like, make sure you remember that.
I know the Wilmot one's like 877 or something like that. So
what's your guess for both?
Probably like I know they only raced like 4 races outside of Wilmot in 2020.
So what's your final guess?
Probably about 1128.
1128. That is wrong. Is it higher or did you finish with more points than that or less points?
I have no idea.
High or low?
High, I guess.
High.
I'll go into the cushion.
Yes, that is correct. 1,916. He 1,120. It was like 1,120 something, with the series.
Oh.
So Wilmot, I think, was 780 or something. So yeah, you were almost there. Back to Ian. 1, 2, 6.
6.
6. Ha. Thank you again, Mike New, for this one. In 2020, What was Ethan Stear's average qualifying position? There is a decimal in it. I will give you that.
2.5.
That's wrong. Oh, it's like I want to say, but I can't because he's still got to guess. Is it higher or lower than?
I know we had a lot of quick times.
Than 2.5.
So if I go higher, is it like 1, or is it like 3?
Well, it doesn't matter. It could be 2.6, and if you say higher, you're good. But if it's 2.4, it needs to be lower, and you're good.
Oh, okay.
So you just gotta guess: is
So-
it higher or lower?
Higher.
Yeah, 2.75. Yeah, and then just because this is fun, how this worked. So Ian had the lowest of that year. Second was last week's guest, CJ Malik, with 4.13. Almost double. So you were ripping that year.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan, 1 or 2. When am I going to give you an extra one? I don't have an extra one.
1.
1. All right. This name came up earlier.
Oh boy.
How many total Wilmot and Lightning Sprint Championships does Nick Petska have?
Oh boy.
Because this is another one where I just looked and I was like, wow. Whoa.
Yeah, I know it's a lot.
I know.
Again, thank you, Mike New.
And Wilmot.
Yeah, the Traveling Series and Wilmot combined.
I'm going with like 23.
Oh, 23 championships? Oh, man, I gotta look again.
Congrats.
Yeah. 23, final answer.
Cut it in half.
Yeah, 14.
That's not half.
How many?
14.
14? Okay, that is wrong. Higher or lower?
It's gotta be right there. Championships, correct?
Championships. According to Mike News,
Lower.
and that is correct. 7. But he won them all within like...
A couple years.
Yeah, so 7 championships, so that's really 4 years. He won them within like 6 or 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Like, so when it was like Nick Petska, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta write this one down. All right, so I am 2 or 2.
2.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
In 2019, what was the average Lightning car count?
16.
There's a decimal.
3.
16.3.
Yep.
Okay, that is wrong. Is it higher or lower?
2019, correct?
2019.
Let me do some counting.
Okay, well, you're counting real quickly. So the last time we played this was Tater and Vanderveer. Ashley's like, if my name's going to be on it, I need to proofread these questions. So I wrote these down real quick after work today, and then I was like, all right, let me read them. And I think she gave the exact number you did.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, man.
Higher.
That is wrong.
Really?
Yes. Wait, Ian had 3. There we go. 15.7. So you're like right there, both of you. But like, yeah. So yeah, that was crazy. Thank you so much, Mike New. Make it super easy to find some of these just random stats. It's just fun to guess, and it's also fun to sometimes throw the driver in there too to see how well they know each other. Because like I think I could tell you my stats from like maybe 2002, 2003, and then after that, and 2008. But after that, I can't tell you anything about my stats. So
I mean, we just, like I said, we don't really. I know 2018 with the mini sprints, we had a really, really good year. Everything clicked that year, but other than that, like it's just racing,
Yeah. Yep. All right. So we have some questions that came in through while we were on the game. We got Jimmy. Well, all right. We had Jimmy IE. I'll be on in a little bit. So all right. So hey guys. Hey Jimmy, why don't you put your Xbox game tag ID in the comments right now for anyone that's watching that'd be interested. And then when you guys friend him on Xbox, just put like tires to the wall or something. Just make a fun little comment like that. Because there's another comment coming up that remind me of that. Jimmy IE, what's Ethan's favorite track on the game?
Ooh, on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, that's another question.
Ooh. It's probably either Kenyon County, which is an off-brand version of Wilmot, or Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake, nice. Oh, he's a Mopar god. Jimmy's Mopar god. Really? Oh man. Ian, what's your favorite track? Whether that's been in the Lightning, 410, 604.
Anything without a wall.
Anything without a wall?
Yes.
Okay. So definitely not Beaver Dam.
No.
Or Plymouth.
Me and the Walls haven't had a good agreement yet. So,
okay.
I try and stay away from them, but unfortunately, and Rich is actually pushing me hard to you're not going to get more comfortable by the wall if you don't drive up there. So,
yeah.
There was one night we were at Wilmot. The night I hit the wall. He's like, every lap that you take, I want you up by the wall. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And we did. I made one mistake and we hit the wall. So it's but I was getting there. Yeah. And then I didn't.
Yeah,
I got there actually.
This is what my dad told me when I was like, okay, I got to start driving up by the wall, and he's like, he's like, get up top. I'm like, man, this changed my life. He said, it'll stick. Whether that's before you get to the wall or when you get to the wall, but the car will stick. You won't fall off the track, and that really changed my life. And the other thing too you got to think about is if you make a big mistake by the wall, you're only a foot, 2 foot from it. You can't build up momentum like messing up on the bottom and coming all the way across the track. That's how you get the motor to pull out of the car. Right, Tom Miller?
And it's and the mistakes are a lot more expensive by the wall. Yeah. And it's it's not we're not a $100,000 a year team by any means, so it's the mistakes like that they hurt. Yeah. The wallet and that's the one thing I do miss about motorcycle racing is you can throw a motorcycle down the road 10 times and pick it up and keep going. Yeah. Your body takes the beat, which you can insure.
Oh man! All right, hey, I'm gonna quit smart car racing. I'm going motorcycle racing because this is insurance. Greg Erkey, instead of higher or lower, you need to change the name of the segment to Tires to the Wall. I like that. Is it tires or the wall? Yeah. I think
that's good.
Yeah.
Nice one, Greg.
Yes, very nice one. If you guys have not seen the vlog from Wilmot. Or even if you don't know, I have a vlog out there just trialing it. We did Beaver Dam, Wilmot. We're going to be doing Wilmot again. And then we're probably going to do the doubleheader with the Bandit and the Sprint Car on August 3rd. Then I'm going to sit back and see how well it took off or if it's not. But check it out, because actually both nights under the red, I happened to stop next to Tater and we're talking. Fun. But I'm not going to tell you what is said, so you have to go watch the video. But if you think drivers are just sitting there under red, just like, wonder how long this is going to take. We're bench racing then too. I gave him the deuce and he didn't like it, but whatever. Jimmy, I'm here. You helping Brett Prang with his new street stock?
I advised him to go to Rob Mall because I don't have a lot of. He lives in Hebron.
Okay, gotcha.
So does Rob.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've helped Rob. When the Lightning Sprint, when we'd either take a couple weekends off, crash or blow up or something, I would help Rob with his cars because he lived in town, and we're good friends. Dude, the amount of time that those things take, no thanks. Yeah. I'll help Rob. If he needs help, but to ever own one, nope, never.
It's crazy to think, too, that the Modifieds have more horsepower than the 604s.
Have you ever looked at the suspension on a Modified?
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 million combinations of everything. Like, it just, there's so much.
So in the sprint car, all you gotta worry about is your rear end square, and it goes up and down, and that's it. Is it everything free when it goes up and down? Yes.
Yeah.
With the modified, when it goes up, the left rear has to drop and then tuck underneath the car.
Yeah, and like there's a J bar and another shock underneath the center of the car. Like, ugh. I mean, we'd spend hours on the scales with his modified, and like. And he's looking. I mean, Rob's a perfectionist, and obviously it shows with his results with the street stock. But yeah, it just was not fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it was fun, but
it's a different kind of fun.
Yeah,
but I got you. All right. Do you have anything else to add, Ethan? Because this has been a fun show. Like, it went like that. We're over an hour. We got Autumn. Sorry, I saw the next comment. Autumn says, love the virtual pit crew videos. Thank you. That's kind of what I'm calling it, the vlog, and become our virtual pit crew. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a shop night one, too, because, like, I think some people think, like, oh, yeah, you race it Friday or Saturday, you load in the trailer, and then you unload it Saturday and race it again. So I think I'm going to do a shop one, too, of kind of, like, what we kind of do, too, and how much Maddie and Hunter and Elliot and Dave... all the ones of age drink my beer. No, I'm kidding. No, thank you, Dave, for bringing beer all the time. I appreciate it. Speaking of David Crane almost forgot Monday night. What's up, DC? What up, original DC from down under Michigan? There you go. Yeah, the original DC are one of our sponsors. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty good here. To transition, Ethan, who would you like to thank? I know you're just starting, so who do you got on your car?
LakeHomeRetreats.com, My Racing, Spectro Oils, Massive Speed Systems, HRP, Pop Shadow Decals and Wraps, then Collins Cuts, Lawn Care.
Collins Cuts, let's go. Man, I bet you he rips cutting lawn, because that's just how he is. Oh, man. And you got iRacing? Had. No? Yeah. Okay. Hey. Right? iRacing is pretty fun. I don't know, because I only got it for the dirt racing.
Yeah.
And you don't, like you said, you don't feel in the wheel, but when you jump the cushion.
On iRacing, you do.
So, there's a place down by us called Sim Racing Chicago.
Okay.
That has full motion.
Ooh.
This is not an endorsement by any way. It's just a cool place.
Yeah. Save your money for a real car.
It's called Sim Racing Chicago. It's in Algonquin. Through the week, it's $50 for 3 or 4 hours. 3 hours. Full motion, iRacing. They on their server, all that stuff. You can take people, groups up to 10.
So and then you're obviously in the same server together.
Yep.
So walk-ins. Sorry, we're not endorsing this, but I'm just curious now.
Yeah.
So it's like K1 basically, where you can just bring your friends and go race.
Yeah,
but you're going to be on the same.
It's no walk-ins yet because they only have 10 sims and they're booked up all the time.
No,
but
okay.
it's cool. Like I get motion sickness, so I can only drive for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm like
to get rid of it.
And the but. I mean, even to me, the 20 minutes was worth the $50.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool, really awesome.
Yeah.
Ethan is way better at virtual racing than I am, so kicks my butt pretty hard.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty cool. Learn something new every day. Who would you like to thank?
I really need to thank W and Meyer and Sons. They're our title sponsor.
Yep.
Help us out a lot.
And they've been around racing forever too, so that's really cool.
W and Meyer and Son, Meyer Racing, Lake Home Retreats, Spectro Oils, Triar Distributing, Massive Speed System, McDivitt's Towing, Massive Speed Systems, Trinity Homes, Lake Home Retreats again. It's anybody. Their places are awesome.
Okay.
Me and my wife stayed at one for a weekend, and it was a really nice vacation.
How's the cost? Is it
really reasonable.
really reasonable? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
it's not. It's really not bad.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
it's,
good.
And
That's
it's
good.
clean, and wine in the place for you. They're really nice.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off, but I was
and
just
then,
curious.
Sorry.
No.
Object controls obviously has been a big supporter since the mini sprint days.
Mm-hmm.
Again, W. Myron Sons, Sable Mechanical, HRP.
Nice.
Pretty much.
So you and Tim Cox, I cannot imagine your car without the Meyer on there. Branding, they're doing
Yeah.
it right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a cool logo too. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice colors.
Yeah. And it's always in victory lane, so it must add 10 horsepower, 100 horsepower, somewhere in there. Oh man, if you have an extra one, I'd like to put on my car just to test that theory out.
I'd probably arrange that.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, and on our side, man, we got a lot. Make sure I can read my handwriting too. Next Gen Pumps, Pullman Auto, RevTech Manufacturing, Rouge Helmets, Ashley Bree Photo, Painters Plus, Bay Nelson Inc., Jack's Helmet Design, Pinnacle Media Productions, Daybreak Church, Mirror Image Coatings, Toro Tents, Hold My Beer of Kenosha, Bricks and Minifigs of Kenosha, Wise Guys Barbershop, David Crane with his son and granddaughter Jeremy and Kylie Memorial, and new sponsor, let's go, Canines for You Rescue. So if you need to find, or they're a non-for-profit organization rescuing dogs, finding forever homes for dogs, canines obviously. So you can adopt, donate, foster. For more information, go to caninesforyou.org, K9S for the number 4 and then u.org. If you are interested in fostering. So thank you. And then obviously my beautiful wife Ashley, mom and dad, Mark and Gail, Big One fan Kyle, Nathan, Lauren, Cooper, Ladders, Dave, Elliot, Hunter, Autumn, she's on the crew now, let's go. And then my youngest brother Caleb, and your secret word is controllers are better for the World of Outlaw game. There you go. It should be a secret phrase now, because I used to just say a word, but now I'm saying phrases. So yes, Jimmy here says Ethan could join me and Nathan, Tommy, Eli, Tizzy on the World of Outlaw games now. Well, he's kind of in Racine. He's kind of in Racine.
We're kind of far away from my steering wheel a little bit.
Yeah. And then in staging, we have Jason Anderson. You know him, and I cannot wait. Like I always look forward to all of our guests. But man, I cannot wait to interview him. Basically, little inside story, guys. A little teaser here. So Jason Anderson, you know Nathan's racing event? Vaguely. Okay, so there are like 50, 60 drivers that show up, right? Okay. They have a powder puff for the girls, and it gets crazy. So this guy is so good, puts all of us to shame. He can find a 10th on all of us qualifying. He talks a little bit, but that's because he's still really young.
Okay.
And we were heckling him, he was heckling us, kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. But basically, he got the whole room against him. All the race car drivers were like, spin him out, like crazy. So after the first year, I think he took it a little personal. So I took him aside. I'm like, hey, dude.
Yeah.
Who finished second in the A main? I don't know. And I was in it.
Yeah.
Who won the B main? Who won the powder puff? Who did this? Who did that? Who finished here? I'm like, everyone knows where you finished because everyone's watching you.
Yeah.
So and I told him, like Dale Sr. said, like, if they're cheering you or booing you, you're doing your job. If you're just there to be there, making circles.
Yeah.
No one notices you. So I'm glad to have him on. Jimmy says talking later. All right. Remember, was it Mopar God 80? Mopar God 86.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it. So I can remember.
Yeah. And then so July 27th, catch Ethan's first race at Wilmot Raceway. You'll be racing the 27th. Or are you gonna be crewing
604?
604 wing.
Yeah, because we were trying to like have his first race be a night I'm not racing.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out that way. So
yeah. So check out both steers at Wilmot Raceway July 27th, which I do believe is a family night, which I should have had this popped up. But tomorrow, if you're not doing anything in the McGuanago area, we'll be back on the Racing Roundup show. So check them out. Very cool show that they got there. They bring cars out. It's at a different location. It's not at Paulie's. It is at Heaven City property in McGuanago. Car show at 5 p.m., so it's an actual car show too. Racing Roundup at 6 p.m. and we are bringing the sprint car and our 2008 championship kart just the way it came off the track, because we put it in the trailer and that was it. So we have that loaded up. Thank you, Maddie and Hunter, yesterday for coming over, and Autumn for helping me load that up so that tomorrow is just super chill. But yes, it is for Saturday night, July 27th. And I don't have any information. Anyways, get tickets. I'm sure it's a family night, right?
I think it's actually all sprint cars.
Ooh.
I think it's Wingless, the 604, and the Lightning Sprint.
I just went right by it. There it is. Get tickets. Yes, IRA. Yeah, wow. All sprint cars. $15 for adults, which are 13 plus. Kids 12 and under are free. Pit pass is $30. So yeah, come on out for a night of fun. And if you want sprint car racing, Lightning Sprints, Wingless, and the Wing 604 crates. Yeah, and then racing starts at 6:45. Woo! There we go. Some of the stuff I should have had ready, but I didn't, because I was just so fascinated about your David Gravel story. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, watching. And, well, there we go. And check out Crane Racing on all your social medias. Do you have any social media handles? Not yet?
No.
Okay.
TikTok.
TikTok.
That's it.
TikTok. And what is it?
Ethan Stear 59, something like that.
Okay, awesome. So check that out. Facebook.
Facebook, Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I haven't used it since 2009. So it's a little dormant.
Oh, man, that sounds like my MySpace account.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
you
man.
ever Google yourself and like MySpace pictures come up and you're like, ooh, we need to get those down.
I thought that was cool. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. And Rhonda Bell here says they just added the Bandits.
Okay.
So, hey, they kind of got crapped on the other day.
Yeah. That Rhonda reminded me of this. That she commented. So you said like with the 604s and how much fun we have. There's a lot of really good like camaraderie with all of us too. Like when we're all having issues, like we kind of work together, and like me and Tommy have raced a couple times against each other now, and he came over to the house and helped me change my valve springs in my 410, and it's just nice to have that kind of
unity bond.
Yeah, at the World of Outlaw show, we were parked next to CJ, and him and I were talking a little bit about different things, and it's just we all get along. It's all a good,
and he almost made the feature too, right?
Yeah,
missed it by
so
one.
close. I mean,
One
if we would have
spot.
had one more lap, he would have been in.
Man, and we were just talking about that too. We were
Yeah.
joking. I was like, "Hey, if you make the feature, like, if we make the feature, we're
Yeah, it was. I mean, he definitely had the speed.
nice."
So it was cool to see.
Nice. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Catch us next Monday here, 7 p.m. Central. If you're in McGuanago, see you tomorrow. If you're going to the track, see you Saturday night. No, we're off this weekend. Dang it. 2 weeks. That's right. Awesome. All right, and on that note, we're out of here. Peace out, Girl Scout. Ooh, I haven't used the mouse in a while, so, like, yeah.